a plant I want to show you today. We are going to show you this plant. This is called Super Napier. The other name for Super Napier is Parkchong 1. This is a very, very, very good forage plant for animals. We're in Nakasongola. Nakasongola is a dry area. It's a dry belt, cattle belt actually. And we have problems with the pastures. During the drought seasons, you know, animals literally die. You know, animals die. Somebody loses an animal because of lack of pastures. So we've brought for you these pastures. And one of them is Super Napier, Parkchong 1. Now, why is Super Napier? Super Napier is literally known as Chagas in Uganda. But this is a different type of Napier. There's another Napier, the local Napier, which is different from this Super Napier. This Super Napier, we planted it in in October of 2023. Right now, this is December 2023. But you can see the height. It has the features of fast growth. It grows very fast. And then 2, it has a high protein content. Actually, the protein content of Super Napier is 17 to 18%, as compared to the other Napier, the local Napier, which is 7 to 10%. You can see the difference. So the protein content is what is the major difference in these two Napiers, the Super Napier and the local Napier. You know, the higher the protein content, the faster the animal grows. If you feed your animal on a plant, on a forage which has a higher protein content, it grows faster if it is a calf. And if it is a milking cow, it produces more milk. So you will get more yields and more money. So you can see this Super Napier, it doesn't have these hairs. It is smooth. As compared to the other Napiers, as we shall show you, this one has no hairs. It is smooth all over. And then, it is so sweet. Actually, it is palatable to the animals. So the animals love it so much. So they will eat a lot of it. And the more they eat, the faster they grow, the more milk they produce. Super Napier, the other advantage, Super Napier has biomass. It can yield up to 100 to 150 tons per hectare, which is around 50 tons per acre. So you can imagine if you can harvest 50 tons of forage from 1 acre per year. That is really high. That is really high. And the farmer will be at an advantage if they got this. Then it is also very easy to propagate. You know, planting Super Napier is easy. And we shall be showing in the coming videos how to propagate it. This one, we have left it to overgrow. Actually, we should have cut it at 3 meters. 3 meters is from... 3 meters is... You can see 3 meters is well above here. And this is in 2 months. You can see in 2 months, you already got this height of Super Napier of a crop. So in 3 months, you can imagine how much crop you will get. And the other thing is that you can harvest Super Napier more than 6 times. At least 6 times in a year. So you can imagine you cut 6 times in a year and you are harvesting. So that gives you an idea of how much biomass you will get from this plant. You can see the texture of the grass itself. It is green. And it is very sweet and palatable. You can see even pests, you know. When a plant is so nutritious and palatable, even pests love it. That's why you see pests are more frequent on crops. Crops like vegetables, tomatoes, because they are palatable and they are nutritious. The same applies to this Super Napier. You can see that it is easy. What? Pests love it so much. But it is also resistant to diseases. Unlike the other Napiers, which are easily affected by these common diseases, this one is more resistant to diseases. So, my dear farmers, the way forward is for you to buy these stems of Super Napier and plant them. You can see right now we have entered the dry season, but you can see how green it is. It's still green. So you can come around and show us more about this pasture here. You can see the grass. This is now biomass. We are hoping to plant this Napier, and we are not going to harvest it. We are going to wait for it to grow, get stems, and then we shall be propagating it, get more acreages. And my dear viewers, if you are interested in getting these stems, you can contact us. We shall give you our contact numbers. You can contact us and we supply you these stems. So don't be there, you wait for your crops, for your animals to die during the dry season. You can make silage out of this super Napier. By the way, people have been making silage from maize. And I'm telling you this, super Napier is easier to work with when making silage. It is cheaper than maize. Maize is expensive to plant. Maize requires a lot of rain. Maize requires a lot of fertilizers. Maize requires a lot of labor. It is labor intensive to get silage from maize. And you harvest maize once in a season. You plant and then harvest. And then you plant again. With the super Napier, you will plant once. And then you keep harvesting 6 times in a year. You chop the super Napier. You mix it with a little, some maize bran. And then you make silage. So I would rather make silage from super Napier. Besides, the protein content is even higher. 17 to 18% is so high, by the way. So you'll get more protein. And for the carbohydrate, the maize bran will help boost the carbohydrate, the sugars. And then it will ferment very well. So you will get better silage with more protein content at a cheaper price. So my dear viewers, I encourage you to plant super Napier. We have the stems here at Sinalowa Farms Solutions in Nakasongola. You come and we supply you with these stems. We can even plant them for you if you can't do the planting. There are some people who say, for us we are just cattle farmers. We just used to feeding our cows on standing grass. We don't know the thing. You can contact us. We can come and plant for you the pasture, the super Napier. You may start with a small acreage. You can say, maybe let me first start with 1 acre. Doctor, please, you come plant for me 1 acre and we see how it works. We shall come. We supply the stems. We do the cultivation. We plant the super Napier. And you will never regret it. So imagine here you will cut the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time. In a year, in 1 year, you cut all those times. And during each time, you get a lot of biomass.